In this video, we are going to be talking about the text messages, paragraph styles that are built into the Alt19 Creative template. The paragraph styles for the text messages are located under the block quotes and text messages folder under paragraph styles. And we have two different text messages depending on what your preference is. And I'm going to show you how to modify the styles if needed. So the first text message style is just plain. It is set to a sans serif font. It has a nested style for the text name, and the way this is designed is you start just typing the name of who the text message is, add a colon, and then type what the text message is. Or just set, if you're importing like a Word document or a Google Doc into the template, you would just set that particular line to that text message, to that paragraph style. So that is text name A. So you'll notice text name A, text name A1, and text name A2. And then we have text B. We have a light version and a dark version. And for each one of those, there is a first and a second. So if you want to use this style, and that is text A, and then text B is the text bubbles, I guess we'll call them that. And so depending on which one you want to use, text A or text B. So text A, if you just have one text message that doesn't have a text message following it, you would use just the plain text A. If you have a series of messages that go back and forth, the first line, the first text would be text 1A, and then subsequent text after that would be text A2. And this is, the difference is that text 1A includes the space above, whereas text A2 does not. And then the same goes for text B. We have a light version, and then we have a dark version. And then we have, for each one, we have a light first, and then a light second, and then a dark first and a dark second. So if you wanted this particular message set to dark, you would choose dark first, and that will include that space above. If we chose dark second, it wouldn't include that space above, and it would have, it may run into the text above it. So any first text message should be set to either the dark first or the light first, okay? And then the light first and dark first, they vary based on, their margins vary. So you can see they provide that back and forth conversation style, and then the shading is slightly different. Now, when we, now this is assuming that you follow the normal standard that your text is going to include a text name. And I don't particularly agree with leaving off the names as a reader, because if I see a text message, I want to know who it's from, and I want to be able to follow that. So I feel the name is important. However, if you want to modify the style to remove the name from that particular style, you can do that, but you just need to modify the paragraph style. So for example, I am on text A here, and let's say I didn't want to have a name with the colon. So if I remove that here, everything is set to that bold and all caps, which is not what you would want. So how can we remove this particular part without, and keep the text message just like this? Well, what I would recommend doing is instead of modifying, there's two ways you can do it. Instead of modifying the style, I would recommend creating a new style. But first I'm going to show you how to modify the style. So I'm going to go down to text, these ones right here, the bubble ones, because I think those are the most popular. So what I'll do is I'll modify it. So here where it says text be light first in the paragraph styles panel, we're going to right click and we're going to say edit. Okay. And I want you to pay attention down here. Let's increase this so we can, and let's bring it to the top of the next page so we can see what happens to all the other styles. Okay, so here's text be first, light first. We're going to modify this, and so we right click and we go edit paragraph style, and we are going to go down this column of all the different options. We're going to go down to just past the middle and choose drop caps and nested styles, and this is the drop caps and nested styles menu. And this right here, this nested style text name through the first colon, this is what is setting that part to be that bold in all caps. It's using the text name character style, not paragraph style. So we want to delete this, okay? And when we delete this, because of how I have the style set up where you make a change to one, others are modified, it updated all of those. So now you can go in and remove I would go in and remove the names, but if you don't have them in there, you don't need to worry about that part. So that's how you would do it if you want to modify the style. Now, let's say you don't want to really modify the style, you would just rather create a new style so you can keep the original styles intact. What you can do is go to text be light first and duplicate that style. And I'm just going to add no nested. Okay. And an important thing to check is make sure this box is checked where it says apply style to selection. Anytime you are first using InDesign, or InDesign recently did an update, this box automatically is not checked. So make sure you check that. So going forward, anytime, it will automatically apply that paragraph, that style to that paragraph that you're currently in, where your cursor is. And so we're going to modify this. Oops, no nested. We made a spelling error. All right, so we changed the style name, then we're going to go down to drop caps and nested styles, and we're going to delete that nested style out, okay? And then you will see that bold and all caps character style is no longer there, okay? And then in that case, you would need to create new styles for each of the paragraph options, because these are still linked to the light first and not the new light first node nested. So you would just need to come in here and duplicate this one and say no nested, and then come down here and delete that nested style out, okay? And so then you would wind up, if you did all of these, you would wind up having 4 new styles, okay? Hope that helps.